All right, so the last thing we're going to do with this curtain wall panel is to create another parameter that's going to be about material. So let's see what we have here. We have this extrusion, and it has a material that is going to match the taupe color. So what we want to do is we want to create its own parameter. And what I've done is I clicked on this little rectangle to the right of by category here. So I could go in and I could give it like it's going to be, you know, aluminum, or it's going to be some paint color. But I think that would be kind of silly, seeing as you'd probably want to define it actually inside of where you place this. So this is an important concept. So in families, you can basically pass on a parameter that allows you inside of the Revit model to then select either the parameter size or whatever the parameter is trying to get. So in this case, it would be a material. So you can basically delay selecting and then allow the Revit model, once you put it in there, select it. So we're going to delay. We're going to create a new parameter, and this one is by default, because I'm in the material and finishes, this is where I started, it defaulted knowing that this type of parameter is going to be a material. And I'm going to say painted, or no, how about just kind of exterior frame, and it'll allow us to kind of give it that. So we'll say okay, and then say okay. And then I'm going to select then this other. Now be careful, because you don't want to select the void. The void is not what you want. You want actually always to have, so I have two voids. I need to get the extrusion. Okay, so this is the extrusion, and I'm going to select that, and I don't want to give it exterior frame. I'm going to create a new parameter for it. We're going to call it interior frame. Hope that I didn't use that before. Say okay. Alright, so now when we get into loading this into the project, we'll be able to commit to a color. So let's say load into project, close. Oh wait, we should name this. Do you want to say change the family? Yes. And then we should go to our, wherever we've been keeping our all of our projects. So families, I'm going to create a curtain, well in this case it's a CS curtain panel, save. Okay. Now it loaded it into here, because I had said load into project. Now if you had multiple projects open, it would ask you like, which one do you want to load into? But I didn't need to do that. So I'm going to now select that and edit type, and I'm going to tell it that I want CS curtain panel. I want that one loaded. It looks pretty good. I kind of wish it was on the other side. So I might want to go and edit that again. I wonder if I can just move this. Oh, good Lord, no. All right, let's see if we can't handle this in a different way. So I'm gonna go out of this, sure, sure, and then let's see if I can handle this. Let's go and find that curtain panel. Oh, I was hoping there'd be an offset. You know, the cool thing is, though, let's just go into what we're doing here. You know, I was talking about passing on. Well, one thing we didn't do, we didn't put in glazing. So we're going to have to go and edit that. But we can look at this and we see that we have these different parameters. So if we found out later that 1.5 is not correct, we can change that to 2 inches and see everything's changing. We could change this to say, oh, it was 12 inches, and everything changes. So that's pretty cool. So all of those parameters are working. So if you got here, guys, congratulations, you're in really good shape. But we have a few other things to tweak before we move on. So, okay, so we do have to go back into this bad boy and get some glazing. Looks like I didn't extrude all the way through, so that needs to happen. Okay, so that was my void. I made sure it cut through everything, and now I'm going to go to exterior and I'm going to put in one more extrusion right here. I'm going to lock it down. I'm going to tell it to be a depth of, say, 1/4 of an inch. That'll be our glass, or I don't know, maybe even 1/2 inch. Is it some kind of glass panel? And may want an offset, probably do. We'll see where it is. We're gonna have to change that, I imagine, so we just go to reference. Alright, so we do want this to be in the center. I really wish I'd built that right. Okay, well, we don't get everything we want. So let's see if this is like at start at, the whole thing is 3 inches, so let's say it's at 1.25. Then it goes to 1.75. I'm not sure. I think I'm off by like, nope, I got it in 1. Okay, so and then this one's always going to be glass. So this is probably where you could just go and put glass. It's never going to change. So that's probably fine. And let's load that back in. So this is advanced stuff, by the way. You guys are learning something that I think most people in the office would be like, what? I didn't know how to do that until I was like, 3 or 4 years into the job. So you guys did it. I think the last thing to check is to see kind of how we're going to handle materials. So we'll do that in the next video.